the Relogy Advantage Network now, if you've heard about points. It's a big focus for us. The other team members, I'll just run through them quick. Viviana, as I mentioned, handles our broker-to-broker incoming, as well as the Quicken Loans and RE Home Connect. And then Melissa Jolivet is one of our affinity specialists. Brian Dillard does outgoing referrals, and he helps with the affinity segment, and he also does marketing. He's a very diverse guy, jack of all trades. And then Cindy Elstner-Bierman and Mark Lenore both handle our corporate listings. Alita Bonds handles our destination for the corporate side, so any buyers or renters. And then Andrea Rankin handles our e-leads. We do have a communal email box, relo@garygreen.com. So if you're not sure who to contact, you can just send a relo@garygreen.com and one of us will pick that up and get back to you. So now that I've kind of given you a very brief run through of what we do, I'll get into the teams a little bit. We've broken our business out by teams. So we have specific teams of agents who handle those different segments that I've been talking about. We have the e-leads team, the affinity home finding and home sale. We break it out into two teams. We have corporate home finding and home sale. And then we also have our specialty teams. So the specialty teams, we've got several that fall under the corporate side. I've got them listed there: Cardis, BGRS, Serva, New Compass. Typically, what we're going to do is it's kind of a progression through, right? So once you've done some of the corporate business, then we'll push you onto the specialty teams. They've got additional expectations and requirements. We also have the Rocket Homes team and the RE Home Connect, along with the Dwellworks Rentals team. Dwellworks is a company that just does rentals primarily for corporate transferring employees. So those are the different teams that we have. And then I'll go through now, how would you get onto our teams? So first up, we have a manager's request process. So if you're interested in being on a team, you would talk to the manager. They're going to pull your production. They're going to look at the qualifications and see what you would qualify for. Then there's a process where they submit that information to Kristen Brown, and she reviews it, verifies the production, looks into what do we need and will you fit for our needs at the time. And then if you are approved, you'll get an email back with the next step and instructions for how to onboard onto the team. So we have the e-leads team, which is kind of our stepping stone team. Then there's the affinity team. So as a reminder, those are the ones where I mentioned where someone's part of a membership program or some sort of employee rewards program. To be on affinity, we require 1 year of full-time real estate experience, at least 12 transactions, and or 2 million in sales in the last year. If you want to do the listing team, you also have to have at least half of your total sales or 6 closings from the previous year that were listings. There is a cost to the affinity training. It's $50, it's annual. There's their big annual certification. There are a few other trainings throughout the year. They're mostly online, especially at this point, right? Our corporate team, we require a little more experience, 2 years of full-time experience. Some of the relocation management companies may require a little more than that even. There's one that's 3, there's another one that's 5. So our requirements are really based on what their requirements are. For corporate, you have to have at least 20 transactions and 2 million in sales per year for the last 2 years. Again, for the listing side, we need at least half of your sales or 6 closings from the previous year as a listing. We also ask that you have a 4% or less list to sales price ratio. Again, these are things that the relocation companies are going to be tracking us on. They have scorecards for us. So that's why we have these strict requirements, is just to make sure that we're keeping up with their requirements. The training cost for that is a little more, but it is every 2 years. This year, we were really very excited. We were able to offer CE for some of our relocation training. And so that was free to the agents. Even if you don't do relocation, you are more than welcome to come and sit in on our CE classes and get the credit at no cost. It's always good to just have that background information. Lastly, our specialty teams. I won't get too much into the requirements for the specialty teams, not today, but if you are currently already on the relocation teams and would like to add on a specialty team, just get with Karen and we can look at that. So those are the teams I mentioned before, like CERVA or BGRS. They have their own certifications often and additional training beyond what I've already mentioned. Okay, so I'm sure some of you are probably sitting there going, oh my goodness, why would I do relocation? There's training, there's all this extra certification and such. If there are any relocation agents and you want to share why would you do our business? I would love to hear from you.
Anybody on one of our teams? I don't know if
I
you-
had
Hey,
referred.
this is Ricky. I'm on. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm doing relo, and you know, some of them are challenging, but some of them are pretty quick actually. Once it happens, and we know that they want a home. They've asked for a home. Probably 70% of the time they're pre-qualified, so it's just about going out there, meeting with them, taking them where they want, and doing the paperwork.
Exactly. Thank you so much. That's pretty much what I was just going to say, is a lot of the time they have to make the move, or they're very interested in making the move. They're not just looky-loos. They're serious. There are expectations, but it's a great way to build your business. We like to say we're kind of the cherry on top of the business. We shouldn't be anybody's complete business, but you know, we're a great way to help build business as well. I've had agents before who told me that from one relocation client, they were able to then spin that off into an additional 5 clients because of the referrals that person gave them, or the office talk that went around. So there are requirements, but it really can be a great thing to add on to your business. So I'll chat for just a minute about some of the things that you can be doing now or looking out for. Registering a client. This would be a case where maybe a friend of a friend is recommending you to someone, or you held an open house and a relocation buyer came in. Somebody came in and said, hey, I'm going to be going through a program with Weikert. Really like you, would like to work with you. In that case, you need to register them with us. The easiest way is to go to gowithgary.com. If you have access to our e-relocation portal, you can certainly do it through your dashboard there. But I really think the website's probably the easiest way to go. You just go to the website, hit that submit your referral button that's down there at the bottom in gold. And then when it opens up the next screen, you'll click on the second tab and then submit their name and information. That will let our team know to connect you with this client. It will not send anything to their relocation company or their employer. All it will do is just let us know, so that when that referral comes in, our system will flag it, that that person is already working with you or would like to work with you. So that helps us keep track of everybody so we don't accidentally assign them to someone else. So be sure to check name, spelling, and such. We also will not contact your client at that point. We would only reach out when the referral comes through. So another great thing that we love when agents do is sending an OGR. OGR is an outgoing referral. This is something that any agent can do, whether you've been in the business for a week or 10 years. There's no requirements for this. You don't have to be on a relocation team to send a referral. So an OGR is a referral between brokerages. We have a lot of brokers in our network and we trade referrals back and forth. It's a great way, again, to build business and also add service for your clients. It is fantastic when you become the agent that your client thinks of for real estate, even if it's not in Houston. So somebody who maybe you helped in the past, they think, oh, I need a new house. And they go, you know what? She had connections. Let me just call and see what she can do. Or say you've got a family member. A while back, my brother-in-law was purchasing a house in Omaha. So I connected him with a broker there. kudos for him because he gets to have a great agent. And there's also follow-up on their side. It's not just somebody he found on Google. There's some accountability for that. And then for our side, we get a referral fee from that agent when they close. So you can also, for sending an outbound referral, go to gowithgary.com or do the eRelo portal, whichever is easier for you. This time when you go to Go with Gary and you click that submit referral button, do the first tab and do submit a referral. You'll enter their information. Brian Dillard in our department handles the outgoing referrals. He'll receive these, and then if he has any questions, he'll get with you, and then he'll start finding a broker either where they're listing their home or looking to move. So just a couple things to finish up. Just remember, if you have any questions, feel free to email relo@garygreen.com. I'll also stick around after the meeting. If anybody has questions, you can contact me directly anytime. My direct email is laura.jensen@garygreen. And then don't forget that Go With Gary website that I've mentioned a few times. All right, well, Karen, do I have a few minutes left for questions, or do you just want me to wait till the end?
Does anybody have an immediate question? If not, we'll wait for the details at the end. Thank you, Laura. This was really, really great. I wanted a refresher for those of us who've been with the company for a long time. It's good to have a refresher, and then also an introduction to those who just joined the company in the last couple of years. So you did a really great job. You're really very thorough. As we're doing our business plans, everybody, and you have that quota of how many deals that you need to make at the end of the year to make the income that you want, I think relocation is definitely something you should add to your action plan for those of you who qualify to, you know, if that adds 2 or 3 deals to your bottom line, that's extra income for you guys. And so take advantage of that perk with being with our company. So thank you so much, Laura. And for those who have questions, she'll be sticking around at the end. Great job. And next up, we have Elizabeth. She is our marketing director. She's a marketing guru, and we're just really honored for you to take some time out this morning for us. Elizabeth, are you on?
Yes, I am. Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for having me. Karen reached out and said that she wanted me to come on and chat a little bit about our distinctive collection offering, but I'm going to kind of twofold it and remind everybody of the great offerings that we have for all of our listings, and then kind of move into our distinctive collection stuff and kind of give you a little preview of some cool stuff that we have. So I'm going to share my screen. Thank you, Karen. So just to start, I'm giving a little preview of, can everyone see? I usually have a,
yeah.
Okay, perfect. So just to give a little preview of the new listing presentation that we're going to have available in January. We're going to have this available in many different forms, but there are really great pages in here that really show what we're doing, and then in essence what you're doing to market the property. And most of these things are automatic, which is fabulous. They just kind of happen for you guys. So for all of our listings, we'll talk about the website exposure. For all of our listings, a custom video is created. I don't know if everyone is aware of this, but on our YouTube page, on the Gary Green YouTube page, they create a slideshow of the pictures once your property is listed on HAR MLS. So that happens automatically for your listings. That will also happen automatically for your distinctive collection as well, but for all of our listings. So I just didn't know if everybody was aware of that, but that's definitely something we're including in our listing presentation, so you can tell all of your sellers that, hey, a custom video will be created for your property and will be on YouTube, if you'll be able to share the link and push that out on your social media channels in case people weren't aware. And that, of course, all of our listings are on various application, apps that correspond with the website exposure. I'm going to show the next page. Online marketing, a digital boost happens for all of our properties on social media. At Gary Green, it's a paid tool by Gary Green. So for the first 3 days, we are going to push your listing out on social media, on Facebook and Instagram and things like that. And then you're going to be given a little notification asking you if you would like to purchase any more additional ads coming out. So that does happen automatically for all of your listings, distinctive collection and anything. I do believe it happens only for sales. I don't believe it happens for rentals. And that's part of the social media. And then eBlast, hopefully everyone here is familiar with Impact, and that you're able to send out emails to your sphere and alerting them of any new listings that you have coming on. If you ever need help with creating anything custom, if you want us to kind of go in there and play with the format of that or add particular distinctive collection logos, things like that, the marketing department is always available to help you with those requests, and that's just done through a Happy Fox ticket. Just to let you also know that we do have an agreement with List Globally. It's basically a syndication website which pushes your listing out to over 90 websites across the globe. So when we say we have really global reach, it's an actual fact, and it also puts your listing in front of over 160 million potential buyers. And so on this page, we also have all of the countries in which your listing appears on various websites. And then if you have any questions about List Globally or how to kind of pull up any kind of analytics, you can always place a Happy Fox ticket, and we'd be more than happy to help you, navigate and find that. But just know that this happens automatically for your listing. It's a Gary Green paid service. And so this is a very good conversation piece for your seller, saying, hey, we do our part locally, we do our part globally as well.
That's for all of our listings, right, Elizabeth?
For all of the listings, yes. So everything that I've mentioned to you from here is the case for all of our listings. So now I'm going to kind of move into kind of the luxury program. So in addition to everything that I've mentioned before, when you have a listing now, it's distinctive collection, I believe, is $750K and up. But for certain markets, that's going to vary a little bit. So you might have a $500,000 property that's considered luxury in a different market space. And I do believe that it is kind of a case-by-case basis. If you do have a property that you feel is a distinctive collection property based on your market, then I do think that there is a conversation we can have with Better Homes and Gardens, and we can kind of shift it into the distinctive collection. Of course, it will require professional high-res photographs and have to meet a few very general requirements, which I'm sure it probably already meets. But if there is a listing that doesn't happen automatically, then reach out if you think it should be of consideration for distinctive collection. So it will appear automatically once you select. I think it's happening on the office level. You have to click a box on the back end of our system for the listing to show up in the distinctive collection site. If there's any questions about that, we can help you with that in the marketing department, but I do believe office coordinators are doing that automatically for each office. And that's when it will appear on the bhgrecollection.com website. It will appear on the wallstreetjournal.com website, Rob Report, and of course, List Globally. So those things will automatically happen once you check that little box, and it will appear on the distinctive collection. So those are the things that are automatic for you. There's no cost associated with it. It's Gary Green, paid brokerage service. Now the print advertisement that I have listed here, this is available for agents to purchase if you do believe that there is value for this particular listing or for that seller in the print advertising. So we're going to continue to have luxury publications, Town and Country, and the distinctive collection, National Luxury Magazine. So all of these are available to you if you would like to purchase a spot. It's just extra coverage if you want to spend your dollar marketing on a printed advertising. So that is available to you. And then the social media, what we say we're happy to do on our end, if we have agents that are really proficient in social media, there's honestly no difference in Gary Green running a sponsored ad than you personally running a sponsored ad. We offer this service to agents that say, I'm busy on the go, I'm showing a lot of clients, I'm not as Facebook proficient as I'd like to be. Can you guys just do an ad for me? I'll talk to you about how much I want to spend. We have a social media coordinator on staff, and he can give really great recommendations. And sometimes it's as low cost of let's put $10 behind this and target certain demographics and see what we can come up with. So this is always available to you. That is going to be something that is available for all of our listings. The better the photography, the more unique the property always is the better result that we're going to have on any kind of sponsored ad, just because people naturally are drawn to something like that, and it can get more eyeballs organically, as well as when you kind of pay for the service. So those are kind of the marketing programs that you have available to you with the distinctive collection. And then we also have print materials. I'm not sure if everybody is completely aware, but we do have a full industrial printer here at the corporate office in our marketing department. We have a lot of equipment back here. We have the printer, we have big guillotine cutters, we have scores, we have folders. So all of those pieces that you see, the brochures and everything like that, you're able to order them through the Express Stocks system, but we actually print those particular pieces in-house. And so what that means is that we're able to really guarantee quick turnaround times. We're able to do custom pieces for you here in the office. It means that we're able to keep the costs down a lot lower and the minimum quantity orders down lower for you. You don't pay for shipping. All we do is send them in-house in the inner office run to you, to your office. So all of this is available to you. I have a sample of a 8-page listing presentation that we did for a distinctive collection property that I'll show to you. This isn't just for a distinctive collection. If you do want to have an 8-page property brochure for any listing, we're more than happy to help you with that. We don't have a minimum order on what I'm about to show you. They are about $3.65 a piece, so I do understand that they're a little bit more costly than what you're used to. But if you just wanted 5, or if you just wanted 3 kind of to keep in the house for your second showings, or if you don't get that many showings on the property, we're willing to kind of work with you on the quantity that you want to order. And the biggest piece that I'd like to really kind of drive home is that we have really, really talented graphic designers. And this is a Gary Green paid service for you. You don't pay for our time or the artwork. If you need something particular or special for a property or for a listing appointment, that's what we're here for. So if you need this, what I'm going to show you is a digital 8-page brochure. This was a custom request. There's not another one with the same layout like that. We love working on these pieces. So the agent didn't have to pay for any of our time or reworking the format. They just paid for the physical piece if we printed it. We can also turn any physical piece that's kind of built like a booklet into a digital flip book. I'm sure everyone's kind of seen our flip books that we've been creating. It kind of turns like a magazine if you're going to have like a link. And so that's always available to you. So anything that you can think of, if there's ever a need or a want to help grow your business or to help you get a listing or to help you promote a listing, please reach out to us. That's what we're here for. If you're unfamiliar with all of the items available to you, then I'm more than happy to talk over the phone or to kind of figure out a plan or a property. We always involve our manager, so I like to make sure that Karen's aware of what requests you guys have, just so you guys know your market share, and Karen knows your market share better than we're going to know in the marketing department. But what we can do is, as a combination of the minds, come up with a really good plan we can share what marketing can do to help, and then you and Karen can kind of tell us what you really need for your listing or in your market share. So I'm going to show you guys the brochure. So here's the digital 8-page brochure. This, we also printed off physical copies. It's just kind of like a book. And so as you move through it digitally, it flips like a magazine. And this particular listing had a lot of professional copy written for it. This is most definitely not a requirement for having an 8-page brochure. The agent gave us the written copy that they had made, and they told us kind of what formatted they want the pictures. I have some agents that want a very photo heavy brochure. So they say, hey, I don't have a lot of text. I want my beautiful photos to speak for themselves. So can you kind of work on something that just has a lot of photos? And we're more than happy to do that. Please don't think that all of that's a requirement. But as you can see, it just kind of flips through. They had a lot of special features, the bullet points. They kind of walked through the house, and we were able to format that and add it. I've seen lots of people, they'll get a floor plan made. They might already have one for the listing, or they'll get a floor plan made for the Matterport, and they ask us to place like the floor plan in here. And one really cool thing, I don't know if you just saw that blinking, here's the floor plan, but then these videos will pop up. We can add links to them. So if a video is created, or if you want to take the automatically YouTube created video, then we can do that. This agent did a Matterport, and so it opened up through. And then they also did a video custom. I think they had TK Images do their video, and then it shows up right kind of in the middle of this, and they provided us with the video, and so we were able to link it in the digital brochure there. Now you might be asking, what's the purpose of having a digital brochure of this? So we create the 8-page. They had the physical books in the listing, and they would give them to the buyers, and the buyers came. And when they created this digital brochure, we're able to embed this listing brochure in an impact email, where you're able to send this link off to all of your social media. If somebody comes back, I know that you might have like a showing service where it's like, hey, please provide feedback. But lots of agents like to reach out to the agent directly and say, hey, here's a little reminder about the property. Here's the virtual brochure. Please let me know if your buyers had any questions. There's a multitude of things that, you know, we can do to create these brochures for you. So this was a physical one that we also turned into a digital flip book, and then it's the 2 agents here at the back of it. So this is just one of the few things. Most of our agents for Distinctive Collection, they will kind of order the 8-page brochure, but that is not, let me stop sharing real quick, but that is not, you know, the only brochure that we have offering. We have beautiful 4-page brochures. We have beautiful slides, slicks for your listing. So anything that you could possibly need, just depending on what your preference is and what the property kind of requires or what your sellers are expecting, from flyers down to, you know, a full 8-page brochure is available to you. And like I said, all of this stuff is printed in-house. We keep our costs very competitive. They're a lot less expensive than what you're used to on the old Express Doc system. So we were able to really bring those prices down, and we're also able to lower our minimum order quantity to make it more affordable and more reasonable for our agents. So anything that you could need, anything custom, that's what we're here for. If you do have a custom request, then that's done through a Happy Fox ticket. But what I'm really most excited about is that on our new Express Doc system, which we will have training on, a really nice, good, comprehensive training at the beginning of next year, the really cool thing that's happening with Express Docs is we're loading all of these amazing templates online for you. It's going to be integrated with HAR. So when you go in to build a flyer or build a brochure, all of the property information is going to automatically pull in for you. So you don't have to manually, you know, edit anything. What some agents might want to do is, you know, tweak it just a little bit to make it brochure ready. Because you might have, you know, in your HAR public remarks, hurry now, come see, or something like that, which you wouldn't want on a brochure, but you'll be able to easily edit that and get it just perfect for the brochure. And so it's also going to be integrated with your impact. So if you want to build a just listed postcard, you want to get your free, what is it, about like 41 mailers, you get $25 worth for free for every listing, but then you also want to send it to your sphere. Well, whatever database list that you have in impact will automatically pull over into the new Express Doc system. That's actually already happened, and you'll be able to easily, with the click of a button, say, I wanted to get my 41 free mailers to this radius. I want to send it to my sphere here. I want to do that, and it's just an easy click of the button. So we are going to load tons and tons of fabulous, beautiful templates into the Express Docs system. But then there's some things that are just custom that, you know, like an 8-page brochure, you're going to need to kind of talk it through with us and get exactly what you want. And that's always going to be available to you. And you just place a Happy Fox ticket. So I know it's a lot. I'm trying to be respectful of everybody's time. I think there were probably some questions in the chat. And if there's any just general questions about what I've spoken about, or if you have questions that I didn't quite cover, I'm here and happy to talk. I can save my questions for the end, you know, when you're asking Laura her questions.
No, we can, just one here. Where can we get the piece you just showed on List Globally to share with our clients? I guess, is that the list of?
Yes, that's And that's going to be, I can go ahead and send out that page to your office. That's in our new listing presentation. And since I have everybody and we're talking about the new listing presentation, it's going to be available in many different forms. We're going to load it on the Impact Library, so agents will be able to download and print at will. That's not my recommendation for you guys. We have our industrial printer here, and we print on really heavy paper, and it looks really sharp and nice, but we understand, hey, sometimes you're on the go, you need things quickly. It will be on Impact Library for you to download, and that page is on there. It will be available in a digital flip book like you saw, and kind of like a flip book, you know, kind of magazine type. If you want a customized flip book where you have your biography, any kind of testimonial page, anything like that, that's going to be available for you. It's going to be available in on our really nice printed paper inside that 2-pocket folder that I think that y'all have seen in the office. That's going to be available for $5. And then when you want the full-on beautiful linen 3-ring binder with the beautiful tabs and the printed pages, that's going to be, yes ma'am, that's going to be $20. So those are going to be the same binders and the beautiful tabs there. And so we have just new pages that are going inside there. So it's going to be available at many different price points, obviously available at no cost on the Impact Library. But that page that I showed earlier with all of that information, those are pages from the new listing presentation. But I'm happy to email out those PDF pages that I showed you guys this morning to the office.
And the new presentation will be available January.
Yes, we are going to make sure, and we're going to make it a little bit easier for you guys. The plan is it will be loaded on Impact Library. We're going to release it. We have our Director of Agent Services running through a dialogue. So she really was instrumental in building this listing presentation. We had Diane McCoy, our compliance person, really looking at it, making sure that all the information in there is really great. There's so many other valuable pages in there. It's got a great contract to closing page. It's got helpful resources, definitions, you know, really great information for your sellers. We also have a buyer book, but we're going to make sure that the inventory is in the Cypress office. We're going to have a lot of binders. We're going to have all the folders already put together. So you'll be able to order it on Express Docs. So you'll go in, place an order, pay for it. If you're getting the folder or the binder, you'll show your office coordinator, say, hey, I ordered 3 or I ordered 5, and then they'll be right there in your office, and then they'll be able to give that, you know, to you. And Lindsay, I mentioned the Director of Agent Services, she worked on this, and she's going to release a video when this rolls out, really showing you the dialogue and what you say on each page, and really what, you know, the purpose of the layout and the order and everything. It was a real team effort, and we're really excited about the new presentation coming out. But yes, in January 1 is when we're shooting to have all of the inventory in every office to make sure that you have easy access to it. But of course, it will be on Impact Library. You'll have the digital link and the PDF for you to print if you're in a rush.
Well, Elizabeth, it's just awesome. And we're just, you know, I feel like we're really blessed at this company to have folks like you up at marketing. Those pieces are really second to none in the industry. Does anybody have any questions? She's here, our marketing guru. Anybody got questions for Elizabeth? You guys excited about that or what?
Hey, Karen, it's Jamie. I have a quick question. For Elizabeth, the digital flip book we do for our team, we do a monthly newsletter that has articles and recipes and stuff that we send out. Is there someone in the corporate office that can maybe create that as a digital flip book for us as well?
Oh,
or is it just marketing?
No, if you have the content, then you can send that to us. It just depends on how easy, or you know, what you need from us. What it takes to put anything into a digital flip book is a PDF. If you already have a PDF and want a digital flip book, then we're more than happy to get that going for you. If you need us to format anything and you have the content, we're happy to format it as well and get it looking, you know, like you paid the, you know, really big professional service to get it all formatted nice for you. And there's no cost for us to, you know, format things. It will be a little bit longer. That will take probably more about 5 business days if we're formatting the newsletter. But up to to you, but yes, we can most definitely. All we need is the PDF, and you just say, hey, can you make this a flip book for me?
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Kind of piggybacking on the previous question. So if we were to do a flip book, do we have to purchase the domain for it?
No, it's a link. If you want the domain to look nice, if you want it to look like a certain way, then I'll have my social media coordinator. He's the one who also kind of handles our digital flipbook, see what the options are. We can shorten the link. We kind of do like a bit.ly link or something like that. If you do want it to look a little bit more, branded towards you, then I think there's a way that we can direct the link, and you would have to purchase a domain. The link just comes automatically and we can shorten it. If you're sending it out in an email or you're sending out via Impact will make it look like a button, like click here to view my newsletter, and then you click that, then it will go to the flipbook. If you're sending it out in a regular email, you can always change the hyperlink to say, newsletter or whatever it is. But if you actually want the link to be a particular domain, then you'd probably have to purchase that domain, and then we'd have to figure out how to route it to there. But I think that would be an easily enough done thing, but we'd have to check just to see what that process would look like.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
So I'm going to share my email address here in the chat with everybody. I'm in and out of meetings, but I love to talk with people on the phone, but I'm not always able to answer my phone. If you need to get a hold of me, email is best. And if you need me to give you a ring, just email me and say, hey, give me a call. Here are some times that I'm free. And then I can pretty much give you a call back the same day. But email is always the easiest way to get a hold of me initially, but I'm more than happy to chat on the phone because sometimes things are not as easily communicated via email. And so I'm always happy to jump on. But if you call me at my office line, I'm not always available to pick up the phone when that's the case. But if you need me, you just email me and I'll give you a ring. I'm going to put my email address here.
And that would be for highly specialized, customized stuff. We really want you to use the Happy Fox.
Well, yes, we'll talk things through, because sometimes you might say, hey, have you done this before? I need to talk it out. I don't really know what to place in Happy Fox. We'll talk it out. We'll get a game plan going. We'll make sure it makes sense. And then the next course of action, I'll tell you, I'm like, okay, now that we've got the plan, place a Happy Fox ticket, because I can't do anything without the ticket. We have to do that just to make sure nothing falls through the cracks. And that's the way that we can ensure that, to make sure that everybody's handled, and we can keep our turnaround times really quickly, situated if we know that.
Anybody else? Elizabeth, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me on, Karen. I appreciate it.
You just covered everything that I wanted and more. I think it was a great refresher and a great reminder of all the great tools, and then an introduction, of course, of what's coming. So thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Okay. And so I did have a lot of content in for today. I'm not going to be able to cover it all. I do want to let you know a couple of things before we have to wrap up in a few minutes. So marketing concierge service for the busy agent. So if you're too busy to get your just listed and just sold postcards mailed, we can assist with that here at the branch level. We can get your company paid just listed, just sold cards out for you. That's the $25 that we do for you. I think it's 41 or 42 cards. I have to verify. I know Elizabeth said 41. I had somewhere 42, so I'm going to check.
42, Karen.
42, okay. And so along with that will be a property squeeze page. So if we do this service for you, though, it's no customization. We're going to do the Gary Green 03 just listed, the Gary Green 05 just sold. It's one photo, but this is for the agent who's just really busy and just really needs to get it out. Once that order is done and placed, you can't change it. You can't get another set free again, but you can then piggyback on that and customize the order and resend it out if you want to do additional copy or add on to the order and make it larger once it's done. So this is just a service for those who just haven't had time to even get the standard out, we can do that for you here at the branch level. Just let us know when the property is formally just listed, has to be active, and when the property formally closes. That's a funding, and it's marked just sold on the MLS, and then we can get those out for you. I did want Jared to hop on really quick. He had a very good success story using Impact and using Facebook and Instagram. So Jared, if you can just kind of give a highlight of what you were able to achieve this past 7 days using some social media and Impact.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Karen. So what I did is I went on Impact and I created a squeeze page for a search that I was doing. So what I wanted to do was create a list of homes in the Cypress area under 400,000. So I went into Impact, created this squeeze page, and then once I had this squeeze page made, I was able to run ads on Instagram and Facebook. So I ran ads specifically on the Facebook news feed on mobile and desktop. And then I ran it in the Facebook marketplace. And then I ran it on Instagram feed and Instagram Explore. I ran it for 6 days and I got 6,174 people reached and 555 people clicked it. So that's a pretty good conversion rate, I would say. A lot of engagement with that post. And I simply said, attention Cypress, here's a free list of the newest listings in Cypress under 400,000, and posted a picture of one of the homes that was in that list. And then at the bottom, it said, learn more. So when somebody sees this ad, they click learn more, it throws them into the squeeze page. And after they start looking at properties, it requests the email. So I'm able to drive them from Facebook or Instagram straight into my website and then immediately capture their lead. And then of course, after that, it tracks, actually another lead just came in right now. It tracks their progress. And so I can see which homes they're engaging with. I can see when their price range that they're interested in starts to shift. And you can kind of track their pattern of behavior. So that's something that anybody can do with Impact. It's pretty easy to set up. I think the important thing to note is that if you're running an ad on Facebook or Instagram, that's different than boosting a post. So you have your Facebook business page, and on the bottom of your post, it'll say boost. That's just amplifying the exposure. Oh, that's a great question. What did it cost? I'll answer that in just a second. So boosting is simply gaining that post more exposure. It's sending it to your audience and people like your audience. So that's not running an ad. If you're actually going to run an ad, that's creating new content with a purpose of driving traffic away from Facebook into something else, whether that is from the Facebook main page into your Facebook business page, or whether that's away from Facebook into your website, or maybe into your Google reviews, something along those lines. So somebody had asked, what did that cost? You can adjust how much you want to spend, and that will adjust the exposure that you get. I paid $15 a day was my max. Total, I have spent $105, and I think I'm on day 6 now. So for $105 or $105, 6,000 people have seen it. That's pretty good, I'd say. And again, the important thing with running the ad is that you have some sort of call to action. So mine was, hey, learn more, go click and go see this list, rather than just running an ad for the purposes of somebody seeing your face or seeing a picture of a house. You want to have them engage with it in some way, and then drive that traffic into something that can capture that lead. So that's something that I've been playing around with on Facebook and Instagram. This is the first ad that I've ran, so there's no way to tell if this is going to be the result for the next set of ads that I run. But so far, I'd say it had pretty good engagement. The other thing I did was I started going around to model homes and some of the listings that we have, and I started filming short house tours. And I thought, wow, these are really beautiful properties. I think a lot of people would like to see them. And so I posted those house tours on TikTok for about 8 seconds each. I think the longest one was 15 seconds. In the 5 days that I've been doing that, I got 2.59 million views, 185,000 likes, and 31 leads. So I'd say that had almost just effective reach as the Instagram and Facebook ad campaign. The only difference is that I wasn't asking them to do anything. So what I did was I created interesting content. I provided that content, that value to them for free. And in return, they engaged with that content. And now I'm able to hopefully stay top of mind with those people as I'm constantly going up on their feed because they're engaging with my post. So that's something interesting that I think anybody can do too. Instead, if you want to run ads, that's great. But with your own personal Facebook and your personal Instagram or whatever social media you have, just create interesting content, throw that out to the people that you're following. And if it's entertaining and it's something they can engage with, that's a great way to stay top of mind with them. At least that's my observation so far. How many followers did you have? Let's see.
That's awesome.
So I started last week with 0 followers. I posted my first video and I got, I want to say 680,000 views on the first video. And the video was 641,000 views. The video was 8 seconds long. It got 98,000 likes from 0 followers. Put a couple hashtags on there, but really what it was something interesting that people like to see. And I wasn't asking for anything in return. So if you're gonna try and create interesting content for people to engage with, I think the biggest thing is not asking for anything in return. So running ads and creating interesting content kind of have to be 2 separate avenues. But as far as staying top of mind with the followers that you currently have, I'd say, creating interesting things for them to be entertained by is more effective than constantly asking them to do something for you. So posting house tours for me has been something that a lot of my Instagram followers have loved to see. And I'm not asking them to recommend
It's 10
me.
o'clock.
I think now that they're seeing that content coming through my page, they'll naturally recommend me because I'm on top of their social media feed every time they get on. So I think in many ways that's more impactful, more meaningful to them than constantly getting on there and begging for their business and saying, hey, look, I'm doing these beautiful house tours. Recommend me to your friends. Just posting the beautiful house tours so that they have something to be entertained by. I think that's just as important. And I'd say that the data that I got off of the TikTok campaign supports that. But other than that, yeah, that's what I've been doing on social media. And I think it's something that's pretty easy and that anybody can set up.
Thanks, Jared. I wanted Jared to share because Jared literally just joined the company. I just hired him only just a few weeks ago. And so he literally took the tools that we have and that we showed him in his fast track and ran with it. And so these are tools that were not available to him. He's using our impact. He's using what he got trained to do and just did it. Blind faith, just did it. So thanks, Jared. Huge success story. And thanks for sharing that with everybody this morning. Good job.
Sure thing. It looks like there was one more question in there. What was the cost of the Facebook ad? So far it was $105 and that's over 6 days. You can cap it. My cap was $15 a day. And Facebook says that that's on the low end. So for the amount of engagement I got, I'd say that was worth the $100 something, $105.
Heck yeah. Any other questions? Thanks so much, Jared. Okay, I did want to talk about NAR had just put into place. I'm just going to brush on it really quickly. It's in immediate effect, and I think it's important that you guys know as of November 13th, NAR has adjusted our code of ethics. They've included that hate speech is part of our ethics and that any violation will violate public trust. And so it can be a violation of your licensure. And so I kind of just wanted to kind of go through really, really fast, just so that you're aware. Please hop on the NAR site if you want deeper dive into that. But they are amending our code of ethics policy to expand the criteria as to not have hate speech in anything that we say or do. And that's against all of our protected classes. So I'm not going to get into the deep dive of that, but I'll probably cover that next week. I did want to cover multiple offers, but we'll have to do that next week. I do want to quickly go through our new listings for our listing agents who worked really hard in the last couple weeks to get some new listings on. And then for our new agents, take a look of our new listings coming on the market. If you want to go ahead and promo these for these listing agents, I'm sure they'd be very happy. Connell team for $375,000 in Sienna Plantation. Ginger Hurley team, $275,000 in Cypress Creek Forest. Marianne Szymanski, $315,000, New Bayou Vista in Galveston. Great house. Ellis Neighbors team, The Preserve at Northampton for $265,000. It's a cutie. Ellis Neighbors team in Fairfield, another for $265,000. Jeff Bottoms, Fairfield Inwood Park for $252,000. Rose Gibson in Village Creek Tomball for $475,000. Susan Brennan in Parkway Villages, $374,900. Todd Russo, Fairfield Village North for $535,000. Jerry McCurry, $325,000 in Staplewood Farms. Natalia Flores, her first listing. Congratulations, Natalia. She only just joined us late August. Fairfield Village South for $320,000. Ricky Chavez, Wood Creek, Aldine for $250,000. Velvet Harris, Piney Creek in Belleville for $329,000. Congratulations for you guys on those listings. Agents, go see these listing agents if you want to do an open house or help promo those. Anybody have special buyer needs that we can take care of for you this morning? Anybody having a hard time finding a buyer a home? Okay, quick agent success this week. Natalia, she took her first listing. Cynthia Urbina took her first buyer contract. Mary Elam is on her first listing appointment. Thank you guys, you all just joined the company. And of course, Jared's only here with us a few weeks and he's got all these leads filling his pipeline using impact of social media. So our new agents are really mowing and going. Welcome to Danny Warren and James Barbie, just joined our team. Happy to have you guys. And we have our November birthdays. I'll cover those. I know, Derek, your birthday was yesterday, so happy birthday. And then Brenda is right after Thanksgiving, and Randy Connell is right after Thanksgiving. Happy birthday for our November babies. Holiday party. I did have a holiday committee I put together. Susan, Brenda, and Jim, thank you so much for working with me on planning a party that we can do this year. Amid COVID and be COVID friendly. So we're combining two traditions, the tradition of our Santa poem reading and having a gathering out. We're going to now combine those two. It's just going to be agents only. It's going to be in Bridgeland. And so we're going to have our Secret Santa reading of the poem, and it'll be a Thursday night. And I believe probably trying to, I have 6 to 9 reserved. I'm trying to bump that up from 4 to 6, but I will have the details of that. But it's locked in for Thursday, December 10th. We're still working out the time. Bridgeland is trying to figure some logistics out for us to see if I can bump that up. So the gift is $25. So, and I'll have an invitation going out for that. But again, it's just agents only. And so just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving on behalf of me, Jane, and Mala. We want to wish you guys all a very blessed Thanksgiving holiday. Stay safe. The office will be closed Thursday and Friday. If you need to come to the office, please lock up. Please don't adjust the thermostats. If you do, push run so they go back to their settings for the weekend. Any last minute questions, concerns? We have an open participation. Anybody got anything to say?
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Don't eat too much.
All right. Well, thank you guys for all coming on this morning. Have a truly, truly blessed Thanksgiving. I am thankful and grateful for all of you. And I really look forward to finishing off the year pretty strong. So stay safe. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.